Fair treatment in the public services by Leanne Stevens. By law, the government has to take everyone's needs into consideration. This is required because of the Equality Act that was introduced in 2010. The government has realised where people need support at work and have put into place networks for people's needs. A few examples of the networks are the Home Office Disability Support and the Home Office Women. When researching equality in the police, the information found was mostly about gender equality. Women only make up 28.2% of the police force and only 21% in ranks. The British Association of Women Policing is an organisation which has been working hard for 15 years to gain equality. The British Association of Women Policing was founded in 1987 and is made up by male and female from different ranks and grades in the police service. The organisation works hard to gain equality for women in the police and to give them the same rights as men in the police. They have achieved so much since the organisation first came into place, and there are so many more women in the police now, and the numbers are always growing. It gives a good image to the public that women are getting more rights in the service because it shows that the police don't accept any discrimination. People will follow in the service's footsteps and start to accept women more in higher roles. It will make more women feel confident in applying for the police because they won't feel afraid about being discriminated against. By having more women in the police makes them seem more diverse, and it appeals better to the public because then more people can relate to them. The Army employ over 13,000 women in the UK and abroad in a year. This shows how diverse the Army is becoming and how discrimination is stopping within the Army. The Army treats men and women the same, whether it's their pay or how much respect they receive. This is very important for women in the Army because they know that they're being treated the same and not being discriminated against. Men and women receive the same training for the Army, so they know that they are given the same opportunities as the men. If the service are open to employing diverse people, then they will gain more benefits. They will have different points of view and have a more diverse outlook on different things. This will benefit the public as well because they have different people to relate to from all backgrounds in life. By the public being able to relate to the police means that they will most probably respect them because they feel comfortable talking to them. This makes it easier for the police in the long term because they can more easily get information from the public who trust them. If the public trusts the police because of being able to relate to them, then it may reduce the amount of crime such as riots or protests towards the police. For example, the Mark Duggan incident was made into riots because the public didn't trust the police. The public didn't agree with what the police had decided, and the public were kept in the dark about the whole incident. The public may have not been so out of control if the police had been honest with them from the start and listened to the public as well. The advantages of more women being in the Army means that the individual themselves are given an opportunity to learn new skills, travel the world and try new things. They will be able to gain more experience and better knowledge from learning it in the Army compared to civilian life. They can have the same opportunity to try new things and experience life-changing situations. It is very beneficial to the Army to employ more women because it means that they will have a wider range of candidates to choose from, people with all different qualifications and different skills. This means that they can look for a wider range of candidates rather than being limited to a certain few. The Army can be able to train more people to have in the service and can choose people that they suit the role rather than being limited to choosing from a certain number of candidates. This will be better for the public because they will feel less pressure to apply because they know that they will be accepted and can apply for a wider range of roles. It will give young women more of a career and means that they can gain more skills and try new things. They can have the same opportunities as the men applying and gain the same things as them. Any questions?
What are the negative effects of not having any policies or organisations in place?
Um, if the Equality Act didn't exist, then employees would be more vulnerable to being a victim of discrimination. Things such as sex discrimination, disability discrimination, and the Equal Pay Act. This would mean that businesses or services could get away with treating people unfairly. It would make it a worse place for people to work because they have no rights. This would also mean that organisations such as the British Association of Women Policing would most probably not be able to achieve anything or help anyone. The services could get away with mostly anything if the Equality Act wasn't brought into place. This would mean that people would be unhappy coming to work because of how they are treated. This would have a bad effect on how they perform their job, which would then affect the community in which they serve. Any more questions?
What are some policies or procedures that are implemented across the whole of the army?
We have the Defence Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Advisor course. This course allows people to broaden their understanding of equality and diversity within the service that they serve. It will help them understand their rights and to recognise when they are being treated unfairly. It will help the individuals understand why equality and diversity is so important within the services. It also explains the procedures that happen when there is a complaint given about the company. This helps people understand how the process works.